If you're sick to death of losing in the market with any type of fractal trading strategy, then you will want to pay attention to what I have to say today. It wasn't so long ago when I was going through the same struggles just as you, and I find it so frustrating to have a losing trade after losing trade. But once you master this simple technique we're going to go through in this series we'll be going through on fractal structure, then it's going to help you to identify and pinpoint those areas to take a trade. Now, in a moment, we're going to go through this US dollar Japanese yen from a 4-hour time frame, and we're only going to look at current price just here in the market. We're not going back in time. We're just going to look at current price and look at where you could be capturing a trade right now from entry here to target to this 4-hour week low. I'm going to demonstrate how you can use market structure, use supply and demand, and use imbalances combined with the fractal structure to pinpoint an entry for a much higher risk to reward. So let's now go through by marking up our structures first. So when we look at marking up our chart, we want to be looking at using 2 time frames. Anytime we're using this strategy, look at using 2 time frames. So we're going to use the 4-hour time frame as our setup time frame, and we're going to use the 15-minute time frame as our entry time frame here. So marking out our market structure, if you're not sure about using market structure, there is a full playlist in this channel, goes through all the steps to applying market structure correctly. I will leave a link above now for that playlist for you to go and watch after this video. But we'll start from this area. We have a break of structure to downside, here to downside, puts us in a bearish bias. We then continue to break lower here with another structure break to downside. And finally, we have another pullback, and we mark this out as our next swing low. So this is our current week low, where we are expecting prices to want to run this low. Now, potentially, I've got to see price want to first run through this level here in the market, which is an area of imbalance. Now, you'll learn more imbalances as we go through this video, as I show you how you can use it in combination with the fractal structure. But there is a full playlist in this channel. If you want to learn more detail on imbalances, there's a full playlist that goes through all the different concepts you can apply with using imbalances. I will leave that linked above now for you to go and check it out if you wish as well. So you understand this is our structure, our swing structure on the 4-hour to downside. Now we're going to look at the last move here. We're not even going to go back in time. We're going to look at the current price. So you can see exactly how to look to apply this in the current price in the market today. First, we look at marking out our area of supply. So this is my last buy candle right here in the market. Our last buy to sell move, I mark out as my area of supply. Now we'll mark this out on the lower time frame as well. In fact, let me just mark everything out on the current time frame first, and then we'll mark this out on the lower time frame. So this is key to understand. This is where we see the continuation of the bearish move at the moment on this time frame. Prices come back to tag that area of supply. Now we also have here an area of imbalance. This is where we have some leftover orders within this candle to downside, where there's been only selling pressure in the market. We pull back in, reverse this bullish imbalance, and we push to fill this imbalance next. So the key is to understand how to read not just this fractal structure in this video, but also to understand your supply and demand zones, your imbalances, and marking of your market structure. We also have liquidity, but again, if you want to learn any of those subjects, check out the homepage of this channel. You'll find everything you need to understand within there. So when we look at this, let's just mark this off as well. In fact, we don't need to know. We know we're inside this area on the 15-minute as well. Okay, so what we do now, we go down to a 15-minute price chart to look at what happens when price comes back into this area. This is the key part you need to understand. When we're using this 2 time frame strategy, we're going to look at this for our potential pullback to an area to sell from. This is our point of interest, but we want to find a sell out of. Now we go down to our 15-minute. So this is using our supply and demand strategy. And if you want to learn more on supply and demand, then again, there's a full playlist throughout this channel. Okay, it goes through all the steps of supply and demand. And if you want to take that even further, there is the Profit per Trade workshop, which goes through a step-by-step plan on exactly how I trade with supply and demand. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link above now and a link in the description of this video. So we can identify here where the market makes this swing low, okay, reversing structure to the upside. We then continue to push through. Okay, let me just show you this actually with a level. So we break this level here. We then break through here to the upside. And again, we would just continue to mark out these structures where we see a break. And eventually we get to this area, we break out again. And then we break up this final push up. So we have a bullish bias on the way up here with the pullback to that area on the 4-hour supply and the 4-hour imbalance. So we then have this our final swing high there. We're reversing structure. So there's a few ways we can look at taking a trade. I'm going to show you how you can just take a normal set and forget entry, reversal, confirmation entry out of this higher time frame. Now, some may also call it the change of character. So what we're looking for is a reason to look to sell to target this 4-hour low out of this area of supply and the 4-hour imbalance. That's why it's key to understanding all these concepts. When we see this break to downside, that's our shift in structure. And there's a new area of supply that I can draw here on the 15-minute. And we'll be looking to take an entry here off the retest of that 15-minute supply, stop at the high, and you'll be looking to target the low. So just over 4-to-1 risk to reward taking that trade. If we were to see the price head to continue down until we run this low, you've got a 4-to-1 risk to reward winning trade. That's a simple strategy of understanding supply and demand reversal out of a higher time frame. A two-step strategy. But how can we increase that risk to reward? Applying a fractal structure. Now, if you don't understand how we mark up our fractal structure, I'm not going to go through that in this video. If you want to learn that, when you've gone through this video, go back to the home page, watch the first video in this fractal structure playlist, then watch every other video afterwards. Is going to help you to tie everything together. I'll leave that linked above now as well if you wish to watch that after this video. But what we're going to look at, and we'll remove this now, is when price comes down here, we have a fractal reversal level, a fractal structure break to the upside here. We then break again to the upside once again, and this leaves me this fractal low. And this is where we have what we call a fractal reversal. So when I see, and we'll zoom in here now for you. So when we see this candle pushing through, okay, this is where I see a fractal reversal. I can mark off the last buy to sell move of supply. And you guessed it, this is where you can start to look to pinpoint accuracy your entry using a fractal structure strategy. Combine it with supply and demand, imbalances, and market structure. Yeah, everything you need is within this channel to learn all these concepts. But if you want to take any of this further, there is also the trading coaching experience, and you'll find there's a link below in the description of this video and one popping up now for you to check that out. Now, this will give you all the tools you need and a community to help you grow and be held accountable. So looking at this fractal reversal, we can pinpoint a new entry right here in the market with a smaller risk. Now, when I'm doing this, I'll be looking to target this low first because it's the 15-minute, okay, low. This is our structure on a 15-minute. This is a reversal out of a 15-minute area of supply. We saw this 15-minute reversal out of a 4-hour. So you can still take these trades, but your risk to reward will not be as high. So you can look for just over a 1-to-1 risk to reward on that first target. And then we go from a 4-to-1 risk to reward to over 11-to-1 risk to reward on that trade. That is how you can use the fractal structure strategy that I'm sharing today and apply that to your trading combined with everything else we're now going through. This one thing, this one concept of using fractal structure with everything else will turn your trading around. I really do hope you're still at this point watching this video understanding the concept? Now, if you are, okay, and it's creating that light bulb moment for you like it did for me, I'd like you to put in the comments below one word, and that is light bulb. Okay, so we all know what it means. We all know why you've put it in there, because you've got to this point in the video. You are going to be one of those 1%ers who've got to this point and understand why this concept will work. So that is how we can use everything together. Okay, we can use the supply and demand, the imbalances, the market structure. And remember, there's a playlist. I said throughout this video, there's a playlist on each of those subjects in this channel. And then we have the fractal structure, and we haven't even touched on liquidity and understanding market sweeps. But right now, if you want to understand how to use this fractal structure and you want to take it even further, then check out that trading coaching experience, because I go into even more detail within the Novice to Pro Mastermind within that trading coaching experience, how we use this fractal reversal strategy. I will leave a link at the end of this video to check that out, and make sure you go and watch the next video in this playlist as we cover more on the fractal structure. And if there isn't a video already out, don't worry, go and watch one of those playlists in the channel all the way through, understand each concept, and then come back and watch the video once it's released.